Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Welcome to Hey, Jerry, a podcast about Big Brother, for casuals, by casuals, a podcast about the film oeuvre and television
Yeah.
oeuvre of one Jerry O'Connell. Danielle, happy Saturday. What's going on?
Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. It's been what a week it's been. Brett and I were talking about we're getting into this era, this season of Big Brother, where it's like there's 30 days left and we're losing really interesting people and it's hard to keep up. It's really hard to keep up. And I'm saying this as someone who actually did watch all of the episodes this week. I watched them all. But and we'll get into it in the spoilers. Big Brother is kind of doing everything in their power to make me not interested anymore. There's only so much. I have a short attention span now. I want to watch something that brings me in the and I have a limited amount of time. So in the time I have, I really want to watch something that grabs me, that makes me feel something: joy, jealousy, anger, sadness, sexuality, whatever it is. And lately, for me, that's more The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. But I have been watching Big Brother.
Is that a scripted show or a reality show?
No, it's 100% a reality show on Hulu.
You could be watching Sliders.
I did watch Sliders when I was a child. Didn't Sliders, was it on? Is this like a universal thing? Wasn't it just like on when you came home from school? Like Sliders was always on when you came home from school.
There's a cool young guy in it. They're sliding.
A cool young guy named Jerry O'Connell. Yes, I would love to delve deeper into like the career of Jerry O'Connell and just like
I have the IMDb pulled up, ready to go.
I need a more macro view of like someone like Jerry O'Connell. Why is he still working and not just like set for life? Or is he set for life and he just loves being in show business so much that he'll do any job? Because like this to me I have a lot of questions.
I don't think Jerry O'Connell like made a ton of money in his
career.
But
he's been working in show business forever. So he should have made a ton of money.
But let's say this. I think the peak and the end for Jerry O'Connell was Kangaroo Jack. Right?
No, not the end, because he's on a network talk show.
That is, I mean, he might be making more money now than he's ever made in his life doing that stuff, being like Sliders, the man on The View, CBS's version of The View. Sliders was like a UPN show.
Yeah, but it probably still went into syndication. No, it probably had more than 100 episodes.
He's in. Okay, so here we go. He's in like a bunch of TV. He's in Stand By Me early. He's young.
Like that's a thing. Young child actor.
He's in Stand By Me. One would assume that like maybe he's like discovered, like he's doing like an open call and they're just finding unknown child actors.
And he's adorable in it. He's very cute.
So that's 1986. We're gonna talk about Big Brother, by the way, but this is
incredibly
important. This is incredibly important.
These are the building block, foundational blocks of understanding who Jerry is.
Then he's doing through the 80s and early 90s. He's doing a lot of like single episodes on a TV show. Like he's on a single episode of Charles in Charge. He's on a single episode of The Equalizer. He's Kid at Beach, uncredited on Police Academy 5. He's just doing a lot of little stuff. But then 1996, JOC, he's not that cute little chubby kid from Stand By Me anymore.
No, he gets built.
He's built, he's svelte, he's hot, and he's in a little movie called Joe's Apartment. You remember Joe's Apartment?
It's about like bug infestation. I can see the VHS tape at Blockbuster.
Yeah. In Joe's Apartment, 1996. He's in Joe's Apartment, and he's in another movie called not Jerry O'Connell, Jerry Maguire. Heard of it? Tom Cruise. Remember him?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's in Jerry Maguire. He has a small part in Jerry Maguire, but he's Frank Cushman. Everyone remembers him. He's the top pick in the NFL draft that season.
He's the Cush.
Everyone remembers that. And then he's in Scream 2, he's in Can't Hardly Wait, and then he's in Sliders 95 to 99, which is like a big kind of I don't know.
4
I don't even
years.
remember what was TV like in the 90s. Did people watch
TV
Sliders, or was Sliders just like on?
Yes, everybody watched Sliders. Everybody watched everything that was on TV in the 90s because that was your only option. We all watched the same things.
He's in
You
Mission
never
to
saw
Mars,
any
which is like,
Sliders?
no, I've seen episodes of Sliders. They slide.
Through time
They're
and
just sliding. They're
space.
just sliding. They're just sliding around.
Yeah.
Is it Jonathan Rhys Davies? Yeah, John Rhys Davies. Indy. They're just sliding around all the time. And then it's like he's in Mission to Mars, which is like one of these two Mars movies come out in the same year. There's Mission to Mars, and then there's Red Planet.
Wasn't he in
Neither
like
of them are.
Tomcats or some like corny,
Yeah, but it's like
not Weekend at Bernie's, but like corny, sexy romp movies?
Yeah, I guess so. What's Buying the Cow? That looks like the new guy.
We know
Tomcats,
Jerry
yeah,
O'Connell. And even if he hadn't been on Celebrity Big Brother that one time, we still would have known Jerry O'Connell. He's like got name brand recognition. We all everyone knows who he is.
But here's the thing: like after he does Kangaroo Jack, which is a crazy movie because it's like advertised as a movie for kids with a giant talking kangaroo in it, and then people see the movie. And that is like a 5-minute dream sequence in the movie. And it is otherwise a movie about like guys like running drugs through Australia or something like that.
Also features Danny's number one guy, Michael Shannon.
Oh, wow. I was going to say, is Steve Zahn in this movie? No.
Love Steve Zahn too.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, Michael Shannon, there he is. And then that movie is like a flop. It's a joke. It's mentioned on Big Brother the other night. And then from there on, he's just doing like, he's back to being like single episode guest stars on stuff, or he's in Piranha 3D, or he's doing voices on G.I. Joe Renegades, or Superman versus Shazam, The Return of Black Adam.
Okay, but this is a successful working actor. That's what like success looks like.
Oh yeah, he's doing that is success for most people, is like just being like detective number 2 on working. But this is someone who was like a really hot young actor who was like leading and starring in movies and TV shows in the late 90s. And then by 2002, 2003, he is back to just being like a guest star on various procedural shows. But then he becomes I think this is the thing he might be most famous for. He took the Stamos out of Rebecca Romijn Stamos.
Right.
He marries Rebecca Romijn. They have a beautiful family together. And he's just like hot himbo dad on Instagram, married to Rebecca Romijn, having kids and a family and stuff. And then he continues doing all this stuff. And then I guess a few years ago, he starts doing The Talk, The View, The Chat, one of these things. Good for him.
Which is a great gig.
Great gig. Just show up.
Yeah. Julie Chen was also on The Talk.
I don't know about that. Mm-hmm. Talk about news. And like
some are saying this, but others are saying
there's
that.
A liberal woman. I'm sure there's a conservative woman. I'm sure there's Jerry O'Connell. I'm sure there's a different woman there. And they're like, oh wow, this horrible thing just happened in the country. And they all are like, well, I don't know. Yeah. I saw online. I saw on my Facebook.
I want to say Martin Baird in the chat says, Jerry seems a bit unctuous, a bit of James Corden to him. Or is it just me? I had to look up what unctuous meant. And let me tell you, it's a person excessively or ingratiatingly flattering, or oily. We could call him oily.
I think I don't know. I don't agree, Martin Baird. Much like the chat, the talk, the view. It's just 4 people being like, oh, I don't really agree. I don't know. We'll have to do some research about that. I think Jerry came across as a little bit underprepared, a little bit overeager, but I didn't think he was unctuous. I didn't think he was unflattering. I didn't think he was oily. I think he seemed legitimately excited and kind of hasn't done this before.
Well, it's
I
live.
would I go back to last Sunday. Something
Mm,
else big happened in this country on television. A
mm.
certain other tall, handsome man with a famous earlier career and a famous model wife took a new job hosting something on television. Yeah, that's right. His name is Thomas Brady. He retired from football. He started calling football games. Tom Brady is now
Okay.
in the booth being like calling football games. And Tom Brady
Right.
called his first football game last Saturday or last Sunday, the Browns and the Cowboys. And let me tell you, he won good. He won good at
Was
all.
he eager?
He was both over and under prepared. He
Okay.
seemed terrified. And because it was something like you get into the rhythm of the game, the play-by-play guy says like, "Oh, Jerome Ford down to the 4-yard line, he gets tackled by whoever." And then the color guy, the color analyst, his job is to fill in the other 20 seconds with color, with analysis, with, "Oh yeah, I saw this kind of defense in 2003 and this." And it's
You know
just
what it
like,
sounds like? It kind of
hmm,
sounds like The Talk.
basically.
They did
But
that. The other team did this. We
who
disagree.
knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? But it's like there's if you watch football or really any sport with announcers, there's a cadence to it. Each sport might have its own cadence. And it's like this guy gets tackled at the 3, and then it's Tom Brady's turn to talk. And then it's just like crickets, 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 nothing. And then Tom Brady goes, "Yeah, really need a first down here." And that's it. And it's like other guys, like, they gotta fill
Chen-Moonves.
like 20 seconds. And Tom Brady
But
says
was it
4
like,
words. So
did it
it
make him
reminded
relatable?
me. No, it didn't make him relatable because Tom Brady is instantly the highest paid color analysis guy doing this. He's making like
Yeah.
$40 million a year, and he's not very good at it. He's only making that money because of his name. So I
Right.
don't need to make this about sports, but I it was. I mean, you texted me when this news happened on Thursday morning that Julie was out. Julie's
Got COVID.
got COVID.
Yep.
Jerry OC is in the OC, and I didn't think he was great, but he seemed like he was having a good time. It was a bit weird, but it was an interesting change of pace for like what's kind of shaping up to be like a weird season. And then
Yeah.
this is going to be like the season where 3 years from now we're doing "Hey Jerry, God bless," and we're like, "Hey, remember when?"
Yeah.
or "Hey, what's her name? Hey Busy," when Busy Phillips is hosting Big Brother.
Right.
Like, "Hey, remember that time when Quinn was evicted and Jerry O'Connell hosted?" It was fun. It was weird,
My
but
take was like, and I've like have very strong feelings about live. I used to work on a live show. Like, live is like the most exciting. Like, and it truly requires someone who's uniquely talented at live, at like coming up with
yeah.
things on the fly, at listening to two different things at the same time. Because I'm sure he had some sort of in ear,
Oh yeah.
and
Julie
also
had
has
that.
to
I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah. And also has to talk to Quinn or whoever. My take is, I thought Jerry did a great job when it was Prompterville. I thought he
Yeah.
kept things moving. He didn't stumble. Like that part enough is hard enough. I thought I thought we saw the sweat when it was time for him to talk to Quinn. That's when I was like, oh, now I miss Julie, because I could just tell he was not listening to Quinn at all. Someone was screaming in his ear, or he was like,
Yeah.
oh God, what am I going to ask next? Like, that's where you kind of miss the innate professionalism that Julie has after 24 seasons of doing this.
You noticed it every time during that interview Jerry spoke. He started by looking into his card and going, that's podcast. Leave that to the podcasters, okay? Let us say all right.
And it is hard. Like, I know it's so hard. And it's live is like something where people will look at it and they'll say, why do they suck at this? Like, this, I could do this. This is so easy. All they're doing is reading from a prompter. It's so hard to keep a live show moving and to make it move in an entertaining way. So, like, I give him his props, but I do think Julie had him beat in the interview section.
Even during the voting as well, the people would come in and everyone was excited to talk to the star. of Joe's apartment,
Yeah.
Jerry O'Connell. And it's like Mackenzie sits down or whoever sits down and they're like, oh my God, happy to see you, Jerry. You look amazing tonight. Or they'll say something a little like funny or whatever. And Jerry didn't respond to any of those things. He just said, how do you like, whereas Julie would like, so it's like, oh, Julie, you look ravishing tonight. She's like, oh, thank you. You look just as ravishing, if not more ravishing, Mackenzie, or whatever. She would be able to fit in an improvisational reply and then also get to the business of getting them to vote. Jerry did not have that ability. When someone says, oh, I could do this better, they can't.
No.
But maybe we could do it.
Maybe we could. But
I'm not good at prompter. I'm good at like riffing. I'm not good at prompter. I can't read.
Well, I think that's the thing. Is like, it's not being just good at prompter. It's not just good at being improv. It's like you really have to be good at both. Like you really have to be good at both and doing it at the same time. And Julia's proven
and having
that she's
someone
really
in your
good
ear tell it, like talking to you and be like, oh wait, we're 4 seconds behind. You need to speed up. And you're like, what?
Yeah. And meanwhile, Quinn is saying like, I loved you in Kangaroo Jack. My parents named me after you or whatever it is. So yeah, we've spent almost 20 minutes talking about Jerry, but I do think it was worth it because this is such a monumental occasion, like for Julie to not be there and to have, we knew it was going to be Jerry. Like who else could it have been? We called this years ago. Do you think Jerry?
Who hosts the talk?
I don't. If we're looking at this though as like Jerry's audition, honestly, I would keep looking. Like I thought he did well.
You said that Jerry wasn't giving up the job.
I mean, if I was him, I would try to get that job too. Anyone in their right mind would love Julie Chen's job on this show. You show up to work, 14 days out of the year? Like you host, you go home. It's amazing. I would love that job.
We got Akbar Bajamiabilla from, I don't think Akbar played in the NFL, but his brother Kabir did play in the NFL. He hosts American Ninja Warrior. We got Amanda Klutz. Don't know who she is. Natalie Morales. Don't know who she is. Which one of these two is the conservative? It's got to be one of these two.
I don't think Klutz is conservative.
An Ohio native, Amanda Klutz brings her infectious and inspirational attitude to everything she does. She serves as host of The Talk, CBS's daytime Emmy Award-winning talk show. Broadway dancer and Radio City Rockette. Okay, Natalie Morales, television anchor. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, maybe something. And then Jerry O'Connell, and then Cheryl Underwood is the other host. That's the lineup right now. There's 2 guys on The Talk now. How come extra we're all about it?
Yeah. I will say, because here's the thing about Jerry. Maybe this is what Martin Baird was referring to. The thing I get about Jerry is I think Jerry truly loves being in the entertainment industry. He loves like keeping up on things. I wouldn't be surprised if Jerry O'Connell listened to this podcast completely unprompted. We will not tag him. No one should tag him. But I feel like he would just go and like read everything about what happened, like every review of him doing the show, listen to every podcast about it. And so I just want to say, if you are listening, Jerry, I do think you did a good job.
Man is incredibly online.
Yeah.
He's incredibly online. He goes on lots of podcasts. One of his current gigs is he is one of the main voices in Star Trek Lower Decks, which is a very popular Star Trek animated show. So he's interacting with the Star Trek fans. I think Rebecca Romaine is on one of the other Star Trek live action shows. Am I right? Yeah.
Maybe. She looks like she should be a gorgeous alien.
She is, yeah.
Yeah.
She obviously plays Una Chin Riley.
Yeah.
Don't know what Una's rank is on the ship.
Yeah. He seems like he has a good time with all this stuff, which I think is great. Should we talk about like the rest of Big Brother?
Yeah, can I say something?
Yeah.
I only watched Thursday night.
I know. And you like think I'm going to carry the rest, but I'm saying I watched Wednesday. I watched Sunday. I watched Sunday and Wednesday. Wednesday, it's very hard to remember. They did a very stupid thing. Here's what happened on Wednesday. I can break it down for you real quick.
I saw what happened because I watched Thursday. They didn't even do the dang veto ceremony.
That's the thing. OTEV lasted 1 round.
Heard
Like
about
MJ
that. Heard
won.
about that. I read that. I read that online.
MJ won immediately, but yet they still didn't make it in the episode to the actual POV ceremony. So it was kind
What
of
did they even show in the episode? If the
did
competition was 4 seconds
yeah.
and they didn't show the veto, like what did we do for an hour?
Was that where Leah admitted she has a crush on Quinn?
That was on Thursday night.
Okay. What do you think about that?
I have a lot to say about Leah that I'm going to save for another time. And by another time, I mean later in the episode. I don't know. I think it's very convenient that she admitted this before she had to do anything, before she had to do any kissing, she had to do any touching.
I think it was so
We
cute.
don't. I think it's, you know what? Maybe all it takes is like
beautiful.
someone to show interest.
What do you mean?
Maybe like once like Quinn was like really outwardly showing interest, it seems like she changed her mind, or was she like she was just so cooped up? She's like, all right, I'm losing. I'm lowering my standards.
It's possible. That is
Taking
possible.
the peg out of the I'm taking the peg out of the heavyweight and putting it into a lighter weight because I
I
can't do
think
this anymore.
maybe she just like evolved as a person where she was in there for so long away from all of the normal things she'd be surrounded by in Miami, the nightlife, the cigars, the cocktails, the men, the Bitcoin. And she was affronted by this just like sweetie. And like sometimes a sweetie just wears you down. And so I think that's possibly what happened.
It's my best strategy. I don't know, like
I like it.
I don't know.
I ship them. I can't wait for post season for her and Quinn to start a relationship and Tucker and Rubina to continue their love. I'm very supportive of love.
Me too. I don't know. Something about her. I've been saying this since like episode 1. Something about her. I'm like, she's lying about something.
Mm.
I don't know. Like,
Well, she was
that's
lying
like-
about liking fat people. Chubbies. Sorry, whatever.
chubby
Whatever
chicks.
we want to
Yeah,
call
well, we
them.
don't know that because the casting people didn't even put in a fluffier gentleman.
Yeah.
We didn't
What
even
would
get
they
to see that.
So why are you mad at her? You should be mad at casting. She's making do with what she has. I also wait.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. She's like, oh, I'm really into like fat guys or whatever. And it's like, okay, nothing really comes to that. That's casting issue. And then it's like, oh, I have a crush on Quinn the day before he leaves. But like, not really. Like, we didn't get a kiss.
You wanted receipts.
If she had I want to see a kiss. She should have kissed Quinn as he walked out that door. They like
I know,
lightly hugged.
that would happen
They lightly hugged, and she
too.
wasn't even near the door when he went out. I know he had a brisk exit.
He was very upset. I was actually surprised. Luckily, he didn't end up being a total sore loser, but he was pissed. He was so pissed. I never saw him so angry.
Well, I think I liked his explanation of like,
I
was done. I was voted out. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do? Like, stay and like sing Kumbaya? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah. Let me talk about Leah.
Okay.
What a great 2 weeks for her strategy wise. She gets out because of her allegiance to Angela, who has no allegiance to anyone or anything, and no, honestly, memory of what she says moment to moment. Leah sets off a chain of events that sends home the 2 most loyal people to her in the game. All because of Leah's stated goal of maybe if I make it to final 2, Angela will be one of potentially 7 votes for me. That was it. To secure Angela's vote at final 2, Joseph and Quinn, who are actually better players of Big Brother, you could say, well, they're out of the house.
I don't agree.
Then Angela?
Oh, then Angela. I thought you were saying then Leah. Okay.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Go
Possibly. Well, I think possibly because I think Leah has such a poor read on the house and such a poor read on people that the kiss of death in this game is using a veto on Angela. Kiss of death. Absolute kiss of death in this game. And nobody could recognize that. And that's going to come back and bite Chelsea and Mackenzie too, I promise.
Yeah.
And she by using the veto on Angela, she sets off a chain of events that sends home Joseph, who had nobody really in the game. I mean, he was working with Quinn a little bit, working with some other people, but would have done anything for Leah and then sends home Quinn.
She didn't
The
send
next
him
week.
home.
She didn't send him home, but she set up the situation in which here's what happens. You're gonna have to explain this part to me a little bit.
Okay.
On Wednesday, Angela suspects that Chemo, Quinn, and Leah are working in an alliance because she can't sleep and she's up at night and she sees anybody talking and she assumes because they're talking, they're making an alliance without me.
Mm-hmm.
That causes Angela to go to Chelsea. This is what I see from the previously on. Go to Chelsea. Chelsea and Mackenzie say, you know what? F them. F that. We're going to use the veto on Angela. We're going to save Angela, which is their own kiss of death that we'll see how that plans out over the next week or two. And we're going to take off Angela and we're going to put up Quinn, all because of Leah's move to save Angela the last week. Like,
okay.
This week was it was indirectly because of Leah, but it was because of the actions that Leah took the previous week. And Leah continuing to socialize with Quinn, with Angela. Like, the issue is keeping Angela in the house. That was the big issue. She could have not used it on Angela, and Angela would have gone home. Keeping Angela in the house, who has no loyalty at all. She doesn't remember anything. She had loyalty to Tucker until she didn't. She had loyalty to Leah until I don't really think she has loyalty to Leah anymore, because she immediately goes to Chelsea when she sees Leah having a conversation with anybody else and says, Leah's starting an alliance without you and me. Chelsea, take them out. So Angela is the most untrustworthy person in this game, and that's going to come and bite Chelsea and Mackenzie too. I'm pretty sure of it. My one question for you, I'll stop talking soon. Because I didn't see this in the episode. When Chemo, Quinn, and Leah were talking in the middle of the night, and Angela came out and like spied on them and decided that they were forming an alliance against her, were they, or were they just chatting?
They were all in the backyard. I think one person wasn't. Yeah, I think maybe Mackenzie wasn't in the backyard, and they were all separate. Well, it was like Rubina and Takor were playing pool, and Quinn, Leah, and Chemo were all sitting around chatting. But I don't think that any of this really mattered. I think Chelsea was going to do this no matter what. Chelsea and Mackenzie wanted to do this no matter what. The fact that Angela came and talked to Chelsea and like gave her the reason, like everyone always wants a reason instead of just being like, my reason is I'm playing this game too. And I don't think you're as good for my game. It's like, you need the reasoning behind it. Angela gave that to them. So then they had the reason to do what they were going to do anyway. Well, let me ask you this, Brett. Saying all that.
Riddle me this.
Riddle me this. Saying all of that, is it time this week now, finally, to admit that Angela is playing this game in a way we have never seen, in a way that will lead her to the eventual win of Big Brother 26?
She is playing a game.
Yeah,
she is playing a game. My issue with Angela's game is she does not seem very aware of it. And I don't know how. I honestly can't see her really winning against anyone other than Cam in the end. I think everyone will, or maybe Rubina. We'll see. She's going to go. Philip G in the chat. She's the person to take the end. What did I say on this podcast 2 or 3 weeks ago? I think it was when Tucker might have saved her or something like that. I said, Angela, congratulations to Angela. She is getting between 2nd and 4th place in this game. Guaranteed.
But I think there is a shift. There is a shift that will happen where it's actually people will realize I cannot win against Angela. If Angela can successfully storytell about her journey throughout the season,
that's the end. Well, but she can't. She has no share in anything that happened in the house. Even this Quinn thing, she did because she did it on accident, because she saw 3 people talking in the backyard and she thought they were doing something, and then Chelsea confronted her about it afterwards, and Angela was like, oh, then you heard me misspeak. I didn't mean to say it like that. That was already coming back to bite Chelsea. Angela is so unaware of her own gameplay. Again, I say Angela's playing a game. Angela is completely unaware of it. She's like chaos theory. Martin in the chat says chaos theory. She's like chaos theory Vanessa Rousseau. Like, she's playing this game that's getting out all these targets and like using her emotion and manipulating people with her emotion, but she's so completely unaware of how she's doing it, and doing it without really like any specific targeting to it, that I can't really see her. At this point, I see Leah beating her in the final 2. I really do.
I don't know. I think the one thing I would not do at this point, after 60 days of watching Angela escape the kiss of death again and again, I wouldn't count her out.
I wouldn't either. I'm not saying it's 100%. Because I can see that if she gets to the end, I could see a lot of people being like, "Holy crap!"
I almost think
this woman got to the end the way she played. She almost deserves it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I almost think that she doesn't even need to tell the story. I think the others, depending on who's in, well, we know who's in jury for the most part, on how they like fill in the gaps for her. And it's also depends on how much the jury wants it to be like a very funny season. And every instance this season, the most potentially entertaining thing has happened.
Other than Tucker going home and Quinn going home.
Other than Tucker and Quinn. But that in and of itself was kind of interesting, because we didn't think, like, I thought Tucker was going to be able to steamroll a little longer. Quinn, I knew, was going to go home. Quinn, it was like, that was just coming to terms for me, because now I don't have any little cuties in the house to to check in on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Angela, realistically, of the people left in the game, I don't think Angela's going to get votes from people. Like maybe like 1 or 2. I just don't think. I think everyone in the game is going to come across as like someone who, like, other than Cam. Shout out to the dogs to the crib. Like, no one's really. I just struggle to see how, I would say she might be at the end. She'll be next to Chelsea and T-Core, like
maybe not
Leah,
those 2,
Mackenzie,
but honestly,
even
all the others.
Even Mackenzie's going to be like, I fought and I clawed back and I won. Angela was given a ticket every week because people felt bad for her and because she cried and
manipulated.
Don't manipulate, but like
don't.
But she was like, not even like she was, but like here's the thing, she's like not even consciously manipulative. Like, that's the thing about it, where like
I don't know. I don't know that Quinn isn't.
I can't see Quinn voting for Angela. Quinn would not vote. I mean, you
think he's gonna be a bitter juror?
No, but it's just like Quinn's like a gamer. Quinn is a super fan. Angela's
a super fan too.
Angela doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know, conversation to conversation, what is upsetting up people about her. She has no control. Like, someone will save her, and the next week, the next day, she'll do something to fuck over that person, either intentionally or unintentionally. And I guess that's a way of getting to the end. I just have a hard time seeing that, like, being rewarded.
I guess we'll see. I'm still hanging on to, like, I just think this is a type of gameplay that we've never seen before, or never seen be this successful before. Like, truly having 3 different people use the veto on you. I know it's because she's like a piece, a pawn in like a larger game usually, but still, there's something to it. And there's something to the way she talks to people. And I mean, she's not nominated this week. She's not a target this week. I don't know. There's something to it that I just don't want to completely write off. Completely underestimate. I wouldn't. And I wouldn't if I was
I'm not saying it's impossible, but like I definitely see the like 1 in 10% chance where it's like she gets to the end and maybe she's with Leah, and like maybe everyone's like, you know what? Like, they still feel bad for her, and it's like a funny outcome, and everyone kind of just like vibes it out. But like, I don't know. I still think it's a pretty low chance scenario.
Mhm. I mean, honestly, of all the people left, I'm kind of like and we were talking about this a little bit beforehand too. And should we? I don't know. We're halfway through. Can we get into spoilers?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean,
So
what else we got?
Leah won HOH, which is very amusing because Quinn just
Yeah.
got voted out. So like when I saw that, I thought that was very fun. But they did this twist. They did this janky twist. They announced it at the end of the episode Thursday night, where it was like Ainsley's going on vacation. Now we're doing the janky twist. From what I can tell, the janky twist is just that they like have to live outside for the week and only eat pizza and ice cream. And I'm like, the producers couldn't have written a worse thing to watch. Like, I do not want to watch this at all. I will not be interested. I'll check to see like who the nominees are, who gets POV, but I'm not watching this shit. They're all going to be miserable out there. I don't want to watch people be miserable in the backyard.
At least it's like temperate right now. Like
But it's
it
disgusting.
was unbearable. Remember they did that like a year or two ago where they split the house and half of the people had to live in the backyard. That was rough. Yeah.
That sucked too. They're so miserable. They didn't sign up to play Survivor. It's so uncomfortable. The fact that they only have to eat pizza and ice cream, that's disgusting. That is awesome. Horrible. No, that's going to hurt their tummies. And I really feel bad for them. So I'm not watching this to feel really bad for people. You know, like this was a horrible decision, terrible twist. I can't believe they did that. Leah nominated.
Do you think? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I had a stupid thing. You talked about
Leah nominated Chemo and Rubina. So Leah is like essentially taking a shot at the 3.
Yeah.
I think this is fine.
Honestly, that's fine. That's fine. Like it's, you know, because
she's in a hard spot because it's like the people she has left. Yeah, getting out Cam would be pointless. Getting out Mackenzie, pointless. Getting out Angela, pointless. You have to take you have to either get Chelsea out because she's sort of the head of that other side, or one of the 3, and you know that's a 3. So you might as well chip away at that voting block. So I think that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, because
and if veto gets used, put up T-Core.
Yeah, totally. So they are playing the veto this afternoon, and T-Core is playing in it. So we'll see what happens there. I guess the only way one of the 3 doesn't go home is if T-Core wins and takes off like Chemo or whatever, and maybe, you know, there's a flip against someone. Chelsea, Mackenzie. Like it is weird. There's a 3, and then there's the 3, and then there was the remaining 5, but they don't seem like Chelsea and Cam kind of work together. Leah and Angela kind of work together. Mackenzie, like
who knows?
Mackenzie's who knows with her? I guess she's working with Chelsea. I guess she's working with Chelsea a little bit. Obviously, Chelsea and T-Core have, like, despite being like kind of like 2 heads of the opposite sides of the house, but they actually are working together too. Like they have their own kind of final two, which is really interesting. Yeah. You have like kind of a split house, but actually like the 2 leaders of the 2 different sides actually have their own private final 2 together. That's actually kind of a good strategy. You know, that's kind of
it's something we haven't seen before. It's good. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm also like, I don't really care if either of these, like, with the cast we have left, I'm sort of like whoever. Like I'm at the point where I'm like, anyone can go home. I'm not that emotionally attached anymore. So we'll see.
I mean, honestly, maybe the funniest ending of BB26 is it is Cam and Angela.
I would love that.
Like, is this the season where like everyone continuously like gets out the bigger target, and truly at the end are actually left with like possibly 2 of the most like or 2 of the least effective players?
Yeah, of all time. I mean, maybe that's what we deserve. We do kind of deserve that.
We're piggies. We're gross. We deserve
We're
nothing.
Little, you know what we are? Slop. We're little moodangs. Have you seen that moodang? You know moodang, the the pygmy hippo who's always soaking wet.
Oh, the one that you're always posting pictures of?
Yeah, that's who we are. I love that little beast. I love that little thing. That's who we are. And we're just getting hosed down. CBS hoses us down week after week, and we scream and we cry about it, but we always come back for more.
Philip G in the chat. Do you think Zingbot will ask Angela where she was on January 6th? That's a great question.
I don't think Angela. I think Angela's pretty. I think Angela's voting for Kamala. I actually think she is.
It would be. I mean, it would line up with Angela's like, oh, I've always wanted this, like girl power, like this is my
I don't
dream
think
or
she's
whatever. I don't know.
like maybe she's has Karen tendencies, but I don't think she's like a full throttle like Jan 6 conservative person.
I don't
From what I
know.
can tell.
Yeah, we might not. I think Mackenzie probably might be more of the.
Yeah. Yeah. Texas. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything else on Big Bro?
I don't know. I didn't really watch it. I didn't really
Quinn?
watch it this week. Too much going on.
Yeah, Quinn's out. These last few people, whatever. I'm trying to think of what would be. Philip G in the chat says, I feel like Danny's crush this year is Angela. Yeah. I just like her. I do. I'm kind of like, I'm grateful. You know what? Maybe because I'm also a married mother and she's a married mother. Maybe I just see a lot to be grateful for. She's probably so unappreciated that like we should appreciate her from the fans' point of view. She has made this a very interesting season. You got to at least give her
She
that.
absolutely has. She absolutely has.
She's going to be someone that years from now, every season, we're going to be like, they wish they were Angela. They wish they could have brought the drama.
But like, I'm just imagining. Like, let's just say Angela wins. Like, what podcast? She's gonna go on. Rob has a podcast, and they'd be like, Angela, what did you do this week to win? What did you do this week to orchestrate this eviction? And she's gonna say nothing because she didn't do anything.
Yeah, but you know what? Who cares? What we're judging the quality of something by the podcast? Give me a break. I think we're putting too much stock in podcasts, and I say this on our podcast.
I know podcasts are the least interesting forms of anything.
If that's the measure of quality of the season, then whatever. Like, not
what
for
else
me.
is going on? What are we talking about?
Okay, I texted Brett that I needed to bring this up. So we need to talk about Jurassic Park. So
yes, let's get to the real meat of things.
So we all know the film Jurassic Park, 1993. Yeah. Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, Laura Dern. They go to like what's going to be a theme park for dinosaurs. Like these scientists have found a way through a mosquito's blood who was stuck in amber to bring dinosaurs back to life. They do all this scientific like mumbo jumbo. They bring the dinos back to life, but like
Jurassic Park explained.
But everyone is like, whoa, is this a good idea? And then while they're on the tour, they all get eaten or like scared. And so it's definitively like, no, this is a bad idea. Let's close the park. Like we do not co-sign, we're not in alignment. But this movie makes like $1 billion. So of course they had to do a sequel. In the sequel, which I did watch, I rewatched this summer. Okay.
The Lost World.
The Lost World.
Park, yeah.
This movie is so fucking bad. I mean, it's good because it's.
I've watched it somewhere recently too. It's bad.
It's so bad because you like when you think back when you first saw it, all of these movies probably felt like they were good. I mean, Jurassic Park is amazing, but Jurassic Park 2, like the whole movie is Julianne Moore being such a fucking idiot, and Jeff Goldblum being like, oh, my girlfriend, gotta save her. Like, she's spirited. She's a spirited girl. Like, it is so bad because the whole time Jeff Goldblum is like, we already said dinosaurs are bad. We should not be like hanging out with them. But then, of course, there's the head of the freaking Raytheon or whatever. The head villain who is British, just so everyone knows, British. He's like, you know what? I hear you, but let's bring a T-Rex to San Francisco or wherever the hell. San Diego. Yeah. So they bring the dinosaur and yet again.
Tia Leone is in Jurassic Park 3, which we, I guess, are getting to next.
She's in Jurassic World. Okay. I'm pretty sure I did not rewatch Jurassic Park 3, which is called something else.
No, there's Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park 3 with Bill Macy and Tia Leone. Yes. Sam Neill back. And then there's Jurassic World. And then there's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And then there's another one called like Jurassic World Annihilation or like.
Yes. But so in
Oktoberfest?
3,
I don't know.
3, they're like, our daughter is lost on the island with the dinosaurs. Yeah. We have to go save her. That I'm pretty sure was the plot. Yes, so that is like, you're kind of like, okay, they're going to the island to do just to like search and rescue. Fine. I can follow that logic. Okay, fast forward. Tell me why in 2024 I saw a still of Jonathan Bailey and Scarlett Johansson acting in a new Jurassic Park movie. I mean, how do these people sleep at night? How do you sleep at night trying to still tell this story? Like,
Danielle, they've made 3 Jurassic World movies.
yeah,
The
I
start of
know.
Jurassic World is like, hey, remember Jurassic Park? Yeah, that was a horrible idea, but we actually opened the park. We got so much VC money that we opened the park and it can't go wrong. And then it does go wrong. And then I saw that movie. It was not great. And then there's 2 other ones that are sequels to that movie. And now they're making another like mini franchise, mini saga
Right,
in
this is
the
different.
Jurassic Park with I don't know. Like, I don't know. But yeah,
It's different.
ScarJo's in it.
ScarJo's in it, and this guy named Jonathan Bailey, who his name sounds familiar. I'm not sure what he's in, but he's very cute, and he's clearly doing like a Jeff Goldblum thing, wearing plaid and a sweater. But anyway, I just couldn't like in these movies, you have to have a character like Jeff Goldblum in the second one. The whole point in the second one is he's like, "This is dumb. I hate this. Why are we doing this? Like, what? This is a bad idea." If this was real, we would have killed all these dinosaurs so fast. I'm sorry, these dinosaurs would be dead, or humanity would be dead. Why don't they do it from like a Planet of the Apes point of view, where it's like the dinos are all taking over the Earth, and then some baby shows up, and they're like, "Oh, the baby's cute. We won't eat this one." But then the baby is like a human among the dinos. Like that's a story. That's like something you can watch.
Yeah, why are you giving out these? Why are you giving out these ideas? Universal's just gonna take them.
I just like cannot believe sometimes the greed of Hollywood is too much for me. And I know that the industry is going through some tough times, so they have to like take the hits where they can. I get that, but like, and ScarJo, like, doesn't she have enough money from suing Disney? Like, doesn't she have enough already?
Does her husband have enough SNL money?
Come on, exactly. So I couldn't take it.
I'm just personally, I haven't thought about Jurassic Park that much. Like, I like the very first movie; it's excellent. I'll watch it anytime. But like, I haven't thought about like the continued like franchise building, world building of the series. And I'm like, who cares? Like,
I know
you guys are gonna keep making these movies.
Care.
You're gonna keep making these movies, and I'm gonna keep not seeing them. There's no way in the world I'm ever gonna watch a new Jurassic Park movie ever again. I saw a new Jurassic Park movie. It was called Jurassic World. It was bad. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard were in it, and you were gonna be like, these two are I want to see these two hook up. No.
I'd rather see the dinos hook up. I'd rather see a T-Rex get with a raptor, okay? I mean, but like my problem is just that like, okay, lock me up for caring too much. Okay, for wishing that they would give us something new.
There's the whole they didn't kiss narrative of 2024. Twisters, they didn't kiss.
They didn't kiss.
Whatever the Mark Wahlberg movie is.
She raised him up. It went from she raised him up, she even gave him a hug, to they didn't kiss.
Jurassic Park was like, they did kiss. I wish they didn't kiss. I wish they didn't kiss. Maybe we could turn it back. Maybe we could Twistersify Jurassic World, make it so they don't kiss.
Okay, so that's my little rant on Jurassic Park. I have something else to bring up.
I have nothing today. So
okay,
this is a Dani pulls the cart episode.
Have you heard? I know you've heard of the musical because you're a musical boy, but of the film adaptation of the musical Wicked.
Oh, I'm very aware. It's coming out this Thanksgiving.
Well, the first half is coming out this Thanksgiving. There's 2 parts.
Universal is not advertising that part of it, but it is very much Wicked Part 1. It is very much the first act of the musical.
This like,
and it's like 2.5 hours long.
The promo cycle for this movie is infuriating. I know it's going to get worse.
They started advertising this movie at the beginning of the year. It comes out Thanksgiving.
And it's so, exactly. That's the problem, is like, this is going to be a year-long promo cycle. I like this musical. I'm sure, like,
2 years because Wicked 2 is coming out next Thanksgiving.
But like, how can it be? Why did they have to make it 2? I really wish it was just 1. Yeah, more money, more problems. They did the Twilight treatment, I guess. But like, the second is like, I'm fine with not having character posters. It's like remember Zendaya as Michi? Like
Every
that
character
is
poster is the
what
same thing. Is Zendaya is Michi, and it's like
it's because their
every
names are so goofy because they're all munchkins or whatever. So
yeah.
like all of the posters, it's very Austin Stowell is Leroy Jethro Gibbs,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's like a little more like adorable because the names are all like kooky. Um, but I don't need that. I don't need like every 10 seconds my timeline is full of like watch the first 10 seconds of defying gravity or what. I'm like, no, I can see it when it's in theaters. Probably when it comes to TV, but like this movie, they need to tell the marketing team to relax already. They have to.
They
They
have a
have to.
lot. They
That's
got
my
a lot of
plea.
eggs. They got a
I
lot of
know.
eggs in this basket.
That's my plea. Okay, another thing I have to talk about. Are you gonna watch The Penguin?
I don't know. I think maybe I'll check out an
It's
episode.
getting
I'm not like,
raves.
oh, then I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch the thing.
Rave reviews. Is The Penguin like because it's on HBO?
Mm-hmm.
Is The Penguin going to be like The Sopranos? Because it's about
Yeah,
a
I'm like Eric.
gangster.
Yeah,
It's about
no, it
a
is. It's gonna be like, yeah,
hefty
it's gonna be a
gangster.
dirty. It's gonna be a dirty, down, dirty show.
Is it going to be
The
like Sunday
Penguin.
night appointment TV?
I don't know about that.
Well, if it is, I
It's
think what they
franchise
need to do.
management TV.
Yeah. Yeah. But well, every review, well, not every, but like at least a couple that I've seen are like, this isn't even like most of this shit, like WandaVision or whatever. It's just
Yeah,
like, making sure the
Angela all
moves
along,
on.
Agatha
Yeah.
all along.
But like
There's
this
your
one,
title for today.
for this one, they're like, it does its own thing. Like it's Colin Farrell like brings it back down to earth. It's a gritty reimagine. Like they're all gritty
Yeah.
reimaginings, but like it sounds good. I do think what they need to do for the season finale is like they have to show him taking like a bath. And then when because he's a human being, but when he gets out of the bath, it's
He
like
is the normal. He's the regular interpretation of the Penguin
he's
character,
got
which
little
is he's
flivers.
just a gross. He's a gross regular human being.
But they need to turn him into a penguin towards the end of the season 1.
Danielle, I think you're going to be horribly disappointed. I don't think
This is
this
my
penguin's
pitch.
ever going to turn into a penguin, other than like maybe a dream sequence.
Maybe. Well, I would love that. Even the dream sequence would be great. Okay, that was pretty much it. I put down the VMAs question mark, but I didn't watch them. And
Did
I
you
don't know
think I
any.
watched them?
I don't know. I don't
No,
know. You could
no.
have surprised me. And the one other thing I did watch this week.
What a farce though. MTV doesn't even play the music videos.
No,
They
but they
should
haven't
call
for
it the
so long.
Ridiculousness Awards. Here,
Yeah,
Chapel Roan, you've won the most ridiculousness in the costuming department.
yeah.
Here, Sabrina Carpenter, like all the awards should be ridiculousness themed because they don't play music videos on MTV anymore. How dare they have the video music awards?
Whoa. How dare they? Okay, but one positive, let's end on a positive. We watched Immaculate this week starring Sydney Sweeney, who also
How was it?
produced it. It's fab. It's so good. She's great. Sydney and Zendaya, like I didn't watch Euphoria. Maybe someday I will. But like
It's pretty
we
good.
should thank Euphoria just for these two girlies giving us great movies
That's why I'm
with
hyping
great
Euphoria. Euphoria's
performances.
good.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really fun. It's like Rosemary's Baby meets Sister Act. It's so fun. So like highly, highly recommend.
There's also just a dash of the first 10 seconds of Defying Gravity.
Yeah, I wish. I've seen that enough.
Yeah.
Guys, we had some questions.
Oh, I haven't looked.
We did get a
I've been
couple.
disconnected. I've been disconnected from you people.
Brett is offline. From Toolinator. Since y'all are Coca-Cola tasters now, have you tried the new Oreo flavored one?
I'm not trying to get diabetes, but I am about to go to the supermarket when I'm done with this thing. Maybe I'll grab if there's a single can or a single.
Yeah, a mini.
Maybe maybe I'll get a 6-pack. I'm having the boys over tomorrow to watch some NFL football. Jerry O'Connell, Tom Brady calling games together. Maybe we'll all have some Oreo flavored Coca-Cola.
So gross.
Okay.
I mean,
What makes me laugh the most about this is that Tullinator asks it, and then Pisky comes and replies next, and she goes, "I came to ask this thread the same exact thing." So like, disgusting sodas, cheese preferences. This is what you get in
Jurassic Park.
in the Jurassic Park. This is what you get in the Discord.
Pisky wants to know what TikTok sound is stuck in your head right now.
I don't know. I guess like whatever Chapel Roan songs that they're playing there, like, you know. I haven't like sat down and like played her album on Spotify, but I've heard like lots of the songs around, and I'm like,
she's great.
I think I'm down. Like, you know, I'm supportive of this, of the stars that are like happening. I'm supportive of Chapel. I'm gonna be team her on that. I don't see much longevity in the Sabrina Carpenter thing. It seems a little lifeless. It seems very surface level. So I don't know. You know, some of these Chapel songs are kind of catchy, and I don't
They're
like
catchy.
music.
Yeah,
their production is very good on them.
Yeah, look, I'm pro these girls having their moment. Speaking of the VMAs, I can't think of one on TikTok specifically, just because there's so much. If I can't think of one right away, there must not be a front runner right now.
There was one that was really really stuck in my head. Like not a ton of people were using it, but there was one that was like a mashup of a Radiohead song and a Kendrick Lamar song, and it just like flowed. It was like, whoa,
yeah,
I want some of that. Inject that into my veins.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, thank you for your questions and comments. Thank you for tweeting at us. Hey, Julie BB. We didn't get an email this week, sadly, but heyjuliebigbrother@gmail.com is where you could send one. You could always join our Discord, which is still lots of fun, even though, like, I don't know. I think everyone is on the same page in that we're heading into the low season of Big Brother.
This is what happens in Big Brother. Like,
yeah.
There's 8 people left. 3 of them are barely even playing the game.
Yeah.
And like we're kind of we want to see like how these final things play out. Maybe we'll have a double eviction in the next week or two.
That'd be great.
You know what's going to be great? Maybe next week's episode of this show, we're going to be discussing the first episode of Survivor 47.
Whoa.
Love it or leave it. It's happening.
We'll feature a famous podcaster.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
That's not us. Thank you all so much for listening.
Maybe if Trump wins, John Lovett can just stay on the island.
Yeah, that's where he'll have to live. Thank you for being here in the chat. We love all the comments. And we'll see you next time. Bye, Jerry.
Bye, Jerry. Jerry.